Shalom and greetings from Jerusalem, Jane, up close and personal. I can't speak so loud because I've been down with this upper respiratory virus infection kind of thing. You can hear I'm sniffling and stuffed in my nose and coughing and fever and all of that. So that's why I've been a little bit quiet. People are saying, "Where are you? We miss your posts. We miss your updates." Well, I did actually go out and say that I would just pull back for the first day in Passover, which was a full holiday, which also happened to be my birthday. But somewhere down the line, somewhere I picked up this virus, so I actually got down sick. So that's why I have been a little bit quiet, and that's why I look so pale. And you can see my eyes. I was very clear. So it's because I'm on the last bit of recovering from this virus. So I'm only making this video to explain that's why I've been a little bit quiet. And I also want to, from the bottom of my heart, just say thank you for all the birthday greetings. I won't be able to respond to you individually, but I do want to say thank you. It warms my heart to read all of your lovely greetings, your prayers, your love, your encouragement for me, thanking me for who I am and what I'm trying to do, just being one woman with one voice, just trying to speak the truth out of Israel. And people are writing to me saying that I really sound funny, but that's because I have a cold. But people are saying, you know what, Jane, we don't hear about what's happening in mainstream media. We don't hear about it. So that's why we follow you. And I take that as a big compliment. It's also a huge responsibility. And for all of these years, I have just been doing my own little thing, speaking to a phone like I'm doing now. But things are definitely heating up in Israel, around this world. I mean, people are going crazy. Look what is happening around the world. The hate towards Israel and the Jewish people is just exploding. It doesn't look like this is going to fade anytime soon. So there's a lot for me to do moving forward, but not just for me, for all of us to really, to wake up, especially for the Christian. We are way past the time where you can just be a Sunday Christian, go to church, do your little thing, and that's it. Those days are over. It is way too serious. I heard someone say, staying quiet, just not doing anything, you are doing something. You are taking the wrong side and God will judge you. I believe we are in a pivotal time in history because the other side, the side of hate, of lies, propaganda, incitement, deception, demonic, pure hate, like we saw during the time of the Nazis, is what is roaming around in streets today around the world, screaming of death to Israel, death to the Jews. So for those of us who knows the truth, the fact, the history, that, when you open your Bible, you're reading the history of Israel. For such a time as this, we can't stay silent. The Christians in America, you can't stay silent. Look what is happening in your universities. And that has been a breathing ground for years and years of what we are seeing now. It's no secret. Follow the money. Always follow the money. There is nothing coincidence about this. Look at the billions of dollars that has been poured into all of these Ivy League places in America for years, from Qatar and from other Muslim countries. Look at all the Hamas members who has been flooding into these campuses, giving lectures to the Palestinian groups and organizations, teaching them all of this, filling their hate with all of this hate, and now it's exploding. This has nothing to do to liberate Palestine or to support for the Palestinians. This is against values. This is against the West, but it is deeply demonic hate towards the Jewish people, towards Israel, that is on full-blown explosion around the world. So for such a time as this, all of you righteous people around the world who knows, I'm sorry, that's cold, but who knows the truth, you cannot stay silent for such a time as this. And especially the ones of you who is living in America, you cannot just sit and watch all of this. You need to get active and you need to do something, because they are also screaming death to America and to the values that your country has been built on. It is Passover. We are still celebrating. The Jews came out of slavery, came out of bondage in Egypt. Prophecies were fulfilled. God spoke to Abraham and his descendants, the Jewish people at home in their God-given homeland. And I think that's what a lot of people are, that's where things are just collapsing. That's why people don't realize that when you touch Israel, you touch the apple of God's eye. When you touch Israel, you touch the apple of God's eye. And that's why we see all of this hate, good and evil, light and darkness. And that's that battle that's going on right now. That's because this is God's piece of land. This is his properties. So when you touch Israel, you're touching God. That's it. I keep saying it because that's the truth. So it's this huge battle going on right now between good and evil, light and darkness, God and Satan. And nobody can just sit and think this has nothing to do with me. We are all on a choice. You are all on a choice in this world history where you have to make a decision. Are you on the good side or the bad side? Are you on truth or are you on fabrication? Are you standing for truth and history of Israel, or do you believe the lies, the propaganda that is coming against Israel every day, which is exploding around the world, when Israel in fact was brutally assaulted on October 7 and is just defending her people? And Israel need to finish in Gaza. They need to cut the head of the python in Rafah. The leadership of Hamas, the last battalions of Hamas, vile demonic terrorists, they need to be taken out. Otherwise, Israel is not going to be safe. And then we need to have all the hostages coming home. And now I didn't plan on saying all of this, but I'm just saying it's a pivotal time in world history. Things are happening so fast. The darkness is just getting bigger and bigger because the people who carry the light and the good things and the facts and the history and the truth, they are just sitting home and being scared and being silent. And we can't live like that. We cannot live like that. We are privileged to be alive right now. If you are alive right now, if you have a pulse, it's because God has a plan for you and a purpose for you to be alive at this time in history. And if you don't know what to do, just pray and ask God and say, why am I here? What do you want me to do? And for all the Christians, get up, stand up for Israel, make pro-Israel rallies in the street, call to prayer meetings in your church. If you come to a church and you hear nothing about Israel, your pastor doesn't call for prayer for Israel, there's nothing about Israel, I would say you have way past time of finding another church. That's how serious it is. That's how serious it is. This is about God. And he gave this land to the Jewish people. One nation was singled out because that's where the Messiah is from. That's what the Jews, the Christians, that's what we all believe. And this is the piece of land that God chose for the whole Bible to play out. And for such a time as this, we are called to comfort my people. And it's even so serious that God says, I will bless those that bless Israel, and I will curse those that curse Israel. And we sure see a lot of cursing in the streets around the world, especially in America, cursing Israel right now. Don't sit silent. Don't sit silent for such a time as this. Say something. Shabbat Shalom and a happy Passover.